too late for that. I'm slowly live now, so hopefully he'll just stay calm, cool, and collective. That yellow icon in the corner of my screen is giving me a feeling I've gone live. Today is the 29th of October. It's 10 o'clock in the evening. I've had a bit of a giggle off screen and I'm a bit struggling right about now to hold it down. I've got the giggles, so I'm just going to get that out in the open from now. I've really got the giggles, so it's not alcohol or anything that's done that to me. I was talking to a friend off air there and they had me in stitches, let's just say that. Yeah, today is the 29th. This is the Global Eye UK Tour live update from Newport and Swansea. The guys did 2 locations today. They had an incredibly long day yesterday. Are you right there? Are you serious? Like, I've just gone live. Oh, that's good. Sorry, just got a bit distracted there. Okay, let me just start again. Sorry. The guys were in Newport and Swansea today. They had an incredibly long day yesterday. Yeah, on that note, sorry, my daughter's got me in stitches. Oh, crikey. Sorry, my daughter's just literally getting herself ready and going to bed, and she's just done something really silly. I can't believe you've done that. I'm on camera. Like, I'm like, that's good fun. That's good fun. All in good fun, yeah. The guys were in 2 locations today. I don't know if any of you noticed, but I had incredible difficulty trying to keep up with their first live feeds. I was at work. I was trying to tune in. I couldn't. It was either they were getting a bad reception or I was getting a bad reception, but I was unable to obtain some good clips from the first feed from them today in Swansea. Swansea. It was Swansea, I think it was. So, yeah, first things first, I'm just going to come to the chat room and I'm just first of all going to apologise for how I started this hangout this evening. That is just a bit, not me. Not me. I've got you to thank for that, darling. Thank you. So, yeah, just give me a second while I go into the chat room. Oh, you can just tell tonight it's not going to be a normal night, is it? It's really not. So, with that being said, I want to give a shout out to Drew Inner Earth. Thank you for tuning in, my darling. Mark Sargent, thanks for being there, darling. Lou. Stop. Stop. It's not fair because they can't hear you, so it does sound like I'm talking to myself. Yeah?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Rob Kiln, thanks so much for tuning in. John Thor, thanks so much for being here, sweetheart. Jin CBR1, thanks for tuning in. Francis Hill, sweetheart, I hope you're doing all right. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmy Spreadborough, sweetheart, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, so far, I've got some good news to tell you. We got a confirmation on the location that we're going to do the finale in London. So I'm going to be able to give you some more details on that later on. And I've got a couple of sets of clips today, one from Harry's and one from Jason's. I've got probably 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got about 7 clips to play you today. And I would just stress that some of the first feeds, please go and look at the content yourself because I've not been able to get clips from both locations on both channels. That would be 2 sets of clips for each. And it was a lot to get through yesterday. And I appreciate everyone's time's limited. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a bit of a synopsis of this weekend. This weekend is going to be the finish line for the 8-week tour. And just to let you know, Harry and Jason will be here at one point, hopefully, fingers crossed, this evening. As I said, they're traveling now to the next location. They're going to be trying to find somewhere to park up. So with a bit of luck, within a half an hour or so, they should be with us. But yeah, the end of tour location, that is going to be on the 3rd of November between 4 and 7 p.m. It's going to be at Villiers High School in London. That's in Southall. There is a tube station right next to the location. It's a free event. There'll be food and drink there for everybody. There is going to be a order of event, which as soon as I've had a bit of a a conversation with a few people and get a confirmation of exactly what order things are going to go in, I will be able to reel that off to you. So far as I know is a lot of people are going to be there. A lot of people that already know the earth is flat, they're going to be there. People that make observations, people that make content. It's going to be a good opportunity for people to come out and meet like-minded people. So we want to invite as many people as possible, no matter where you live, whether you live near London or not. We want to invite you to make a pilgrimage to come and celebrate the fact that a mass wave of conversations has started about questioning what you've been taught, which is what the whole idea of doing this tour was about getting as many locations as possible in as consistent time, continuous time as possible, to start that conversation and moving it towards being more socially accepted. So now we're just a few days away from that being completed. When the camper van arrives at Villiers High School, that will be the camper van reaching the finish line. It will have reached about 50 destinations in 8 weeks, including Ireland, Scotland, the most southerly tip of England, right up to John O'Groats. There's a mass amount of people that have seen that camper van, a load of people that have shared it on social media, various press outlets that have reported on it. And, you know, a ton of people that already know the Earth's flat have come out to the tour and kind of showed solidarity. So, you know, hopefully those are going to be, you know, not one-off meetings. Hopefully people are going to meet each other again. And just like with No One's Flower, she's now doing her meet up on the 3rd of November as well with Paul on the Plane. The one thing I can tell you is that we're looking to do a live link between the two the two meetups. So we should be able to have Paul on the Plane and Nora there with us at the event, and a few others that we're going to invite to hopefully share the finish line with us, to share completing the task, to share getting it done. 8 weeks, 50 locations. You can just imagine the amount of people that have gone home and gone, do you know what I saw in my town today? Someone in that house might already know it. We've no idea the amount of conversations. You need to stop with the laughing. The amount of conversations that have happened. So yeah, I'll be able to give you some more information once I've spoken to Harry, Jason, Robin, and a few other people on the event. But what I can tell you is that at Villiers High School, at Southall, London, between 4 and 7 p.m. on the 3rd of November, and you're all invited. It's a free to enter event. There is going to be a Q&A session. There is going to be a presentation, various talks by various people. So I'd encourage you to come. If you know you're not on a ball, come along. Again, I'm going to go into the chat room. I'm not sure if anyone's got any questions, but as I said, the guys should be with me within about half an hour. No One's Flower. Hello, my darling. How are you? I was just talking about you. Lifting the Lid. Robin, sweetheart. How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Flat Ball. Thanks for tuning in. National Memorial Gardens. Thanks for tuning in. My daughter. Thumbs up to you, love. Jessica Glenn. Thanks for tuning in. You're supposed to be going to bed. You're supposed to be just walking up those stairs right now and off to bed. I don't want to miss anybody. Yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to start with my little sharing, and after I played these clips, I'm going to give you a synopsis, and hopefully by that time I'll be joined by no, how do I do that? No, this is interesting. Let's see. Okay. Well, that's not that bad, is it? Okay. Sorry. I just realised I don't think I've shared my screen that often when I'm on my own. And I was like, Roxanne, don't give the link away, please, love. So I'm just working out, just moving that across a little bit more. Hopefully you guys will see what I'm seeing. Present that to everybody. Just move it over a tiny bit more. Present to everybody and minimize it. Okay. So with that being said, I've got Harry's clips to begin with. So in this first clip, I'm going to play you. This lady asks Harry if he's a flat earther. What you see is her reaction to what he said, but it's what happens straight after that I think is really interesting, the contrast of the two. So thank you so much to Lifting the Lid for giving me the heads up on this clip. It's a great clip.
Are you a flat earther?
Not a flat earther, no. I'm questioning what we've been told.
Right, so do you believe the earth is flat?
No, I know it's flat.
Okay. I'm sorry, I can't.
Can I tell you what's funny? You believe in water can exist in a ball. Yeah. Well, that's a good start, Newport.
Oh, nice one.
Oh, I'm filming for YouTube. Can I ask you what your thoughts are?
I believe that we've been lied to.
Oh, we had a girl walking away there.
Oh, no, is this going on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No. We had a girl there just laughing because she believes she lives in a magical spinning ball of water around it. She's laughing at somebody questioning that, asking for proof of that.
Oh no, I believe completely that we live on a flat earth.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. You shoot people's hand who realise that they've been lied
What's
to.
your name?
Harry.
Harry, are you on YouTube?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Yes. We've got him down the country doing this. Yeah.
John Smith. Yeah, I've heard of him. I've seen a lot of his.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're doing 50 places in 8 weeks.
How long are you here?
Yeah, we just arrived now. So 2 hours maybe.
Oh, just today?
Yeah, well, we did Swansea. We had to do 3 places in 1 day.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, you should have had them hanging so people could see it.
Yeah.
A bit better.
But when we hang them, people do ask us to take them down. So.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
So we have a stand for these as well, but we were a bit rushed today. So let's say 2 places to do 1 day.
Oh. Excellent.
So I may have caught you in a second at the beginning of that, but
sorry, I didn't realise.
No, I should have explained, but sometimes it's too quick. I think divine on YouTube. And, sorry, man. No, stop.
My brother would have loved it.
All right.
He would have had a good chat with you.
Yeah.
Although it's pointless converting the converted, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so great to meet like-minded people who are awake to the lie.
Well, I think it's one of the largest growing subjects on YouTube at the moment.
Yeah. It's just getting bigger, isn't it?
Yes. Oh. So how many people have you had that open-minded, that would listen?
Well, it's a mix, really, and between meeting flat matters like yourself, and people who are willing to discuss it, and people who don't want to discuss it and get triggered and get angry. So it's right mix.
So not more open-minded people.
Yeah, well, we're finding more and more as it goes on. Yes, absolutely, which is really encouraging. I think 4 years ago you did this, then you would get anybody.
No, I don't think so.
I think we'll look back on 5 or 6 or 7 years or 10 years. My God, they were going out then,
Yeah.
When we knew there wasn't very many open-minded people. But hopefully, in a few more years, there'll be a lot more open-minded.
You haven't got anything about going to the moon?
Yeah, like this one here is where Armstrong presented the Dutch government with spin rock.
Yeah.
The Dutch government tested it, and it was turned out to be petrified wood.
Yes. And these are all Photoshop?
Yeah, all unofficial massive images.
Well, they've even got the artists, haven't they, in some...
Yeah, well, that's somebody up there called Robert Simmons who claims to produce these shots, and he says not photographs.
Right. Oh, well, I'm glad that there's somebody still out there doing it and on the ground.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Thank you for
nice
that.
Meeting you.
Goodbye. Bye.
Yeah.
And if you want to see where the conversation goes there with the guys after that, it's a nice interaction to see that happening and then just see the organicness of it. I really enjoyed that. So thank you so much for that, lifting the lid. The next clip is I just literally had someone mention it in the chat room as well. So just going to play this real quick for everybody. You'll just see how this goes here.
And do they think the silver spinning ball was Because you and I were told that when we were 5 years old, when we were leaving Santa Claus. But now as an adult, because we're thinking, you know, so how can water fall around the ball? Right, okay. Yeah, you know, we're told this fancy word gravity is never true. Oh man, what's your name? Right, that's it. Thank you very much, man. That gentleman's just given me £10, and he's rode away on a bicycle. He didn't want to. He didn't want to say who he was. He just handed £10 donation. Cycled off in the distance. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, 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 indeed. That was lovely, wasn't it? I literally couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, wow. You know, it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. You know, someone just swooping in like that, donating and then swooping straight back out. This next clip that I want to play is a young, open-minded guy. And again, thanks so much to Lifting the Lid for the clip selection. Just go right here and play away.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, good man.
Are you,
that's our YouTube channel.
well, you like a flat bill or something?
Well, no, we're just questioning what we're told.
Yeah.
They told us when we were 5 years old, you lived in a magical spinning ball when you played the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But now, as an adult, how the heck can water flow around the ball?
I ask these questions all the time.
Oh, you're a dangerous man asking these good. Get
But
back.
everyone thinks I'm a delusional person.
Yeah, well, get back in the box. You shouldn't be stepping out of that. Oh, sorry. That's my rule. Yep, we're not allowed to ask these questions. We'll get back in the box. Just accept what science says. But, you know, water around the ball, for God's sake, as an adult, you still believe that.
No, I don't.
No, except this is probably one of the biggest things on the internet right now. Millions of people waking up and realising all I had was a belief. I just believed everyone's told. I can't verify any of it myself. Nobody's been to space. You know, we've got all these NASA fakery. These images are not real. You see amateur balloons going up to 21 miles high, showing a complete flat horizon, 360. But NASA uses GoPro lenses to make things curl. Do you remember the Challenger disaster?
Challenger?
Yeah. 7 astronauts and exploded in front of the design.
Oh, yeah.
They're still alive. You can research them, the names, where they were, photographs of them.
Yeah.
Nobody saw these rockets. And if you research it, you'll see bubbles coming from the helmets when they're supposed to be doing a spacewalk. And then you'll see a cameraman in one of the visors filming them, and he's got a frogman suit on. It's all underwater. And the ones on the International Space Station have all got wires on them. But people don't research it, you know. They're too busy wanting to be entertained watching it. It's happen. You don't go off and research and see all the anomalies and fakery.
Yeah. Anomalies.
Yeah. Basically, the
I've
guy
been watching that Pyramid Code.
Oh,
Watching that.
the Pyramid Code.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's out another sort of situation.
yeah, I don't believe these were around for the years of Santa. I think it's more recent history we have. Have you heard much about the mud floods as well? Yeah. You reckon this has been rebuilt because, especially in London, if you look at the basement, you'll see windows about that big in the pavement. They build a window that size pavement. You know, they're obviously rebuilt. And most cities have a street under the ground of what's already been built. You know? So I think it should start again at some point. Probably when we all start awakening, open the floodgates. Yeah, start again.
Yeah. Right. It's to keep the population in check, I suppose.
Absolutely. Well, it's about control, isn't it? And like NASA gets $52 million a day to present us with cartoons and CGI.
$52 million
A day. And they've been getting that since the 1960s. The thieves.
Get off your bike! Man, and the dog is Point 27.
27. Oh, you don't make 27. Ah, yeah.
Guys, no.
That cost you £5, please.
That costs £5.
Is that a compliment, yeah? Yeah. Oi, no. Oi.
Come back from okay, so all these boats that
Yeah, Tasmanian devil. Oh, yeah. What's that cute dog doing? Eh? Can you give me anything?
Oh, cheers now.
Thank you. How are you doing? I'm just filming for my YouTube channel and asking people to respond to what I say.
Yeah, well, just the things that I'm
Okay.
now, yeah.
It's probably one of the biggest subjects that we're out right now.
What's your YouTube channel?
Oh, to your card. We go up and down the country doing this. So overseas to the UK, Ireland, and Wales. Okay, down to me. Oh, that's what you think of my card, is it? Steve.
I wanted to test this.
The guy in the check shirt is called Robert Simmons.
You have to excuse my ignorance, but I don't even know what that is.
Well, they call the Earth and all of the planets together, the galaxy and everything. It's called the heliocentric model. So the heliocentric model is a round ball Earth. But we're saying it's not round, because that's what we were told when we were 5 years old. We take into the classroom and say, you live in this magic spinning ball. But now as an adult, we're asking, how can water conform to the exterior of a ball?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You believe that as an adult? Robert Simmons there, you can Google him. He creates these blue marble shots of Earth and space, but he admits it's not photographs. He does it in a Photoshop.
So what are they?
Sorry?
So what are they if they're not all real? What they've made up on a computer?
Yeah. What he explains how he makes them. He takes them from a high altitude, and then he cuts them and stitches them around the ball. Then he uses cloning tools and adds clouds in different colours. You can hear them on the radio signal.
Oh.
Now, if you look at amateur balloons who go up to 21 miles high, show you a complete flat horizon, 660. But NASA uses a GoPro lens which curves the horizon. This is two that he did over here.
When you see it out like this, I suppose, isn't it? It does make you wonder.
Yeah,
I
we
question,
should.
really,
Well, we
shouldn't
should.
it?
We never question it. But that's why it tells us 5 years old.
Yeah.
These are two that he plans for 2012, 2013. We produce this every year. Now, that's on NASA's own website. Do you see the side of America in 2012 compared to 2013?
Yeah.
Completely different.
But I was just going to say, what's happened there then? Where's that gone? Has it fall off the ramble?
Yeah, well, she shouldn't ask him questions like that. She just believe what told.
So, but actually,
Sorry?
are we still living on Earth?
Well, I think it's still Earth. But
We're living on a planet, but it's saying, is it really the concept of what we've been made to believe? Like it's the blue ball and, it's there and we've got satellites and that.
See, there's no satellites in space. Nobody's been to space. Do you remember the Challenger disaster that exploded with 7 astronauts?
Yeah.
Well, if you go into YouTube, put in Challenger astronauts, you'll see they're still alive. You see pictures of them, what they look like, their names, where they were. Nobody's on these rockets.
So did they actually send a dog to space?
Big one?
No, she says, did they actually send any kind of animal to space.
No.
That's what I said, no.
There's no rockets in space.
And what would be the point of that? They can't come back and talk about their experience, even if they didn't.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And you got here when Neil Armstrong. This is covered by the BBC. Neil Armstrong presented the Dutch government with moonwalk, but they went and got it tested, turned out to be fake. It was petrified wood.
So how do you actually know what?
Well,
That's what it's saying.
Exactly.
We've been meant to believe that Neil Armstrong went on, produced this moonwalk to them, and they've had it tested in it's wood.
Petrified wood. That's the mainstream news.
It's quite wrong, really, isn't it?
Well, it's criminal. That's why we're here, because NASA gets $52 million a day to present us with cartoons and CGI images. And they've been getting that money since the 1960s.
And that's just
Common sense.
In it, when it's out there, when it's like facing
Common sense. But they'll tell you gravity. Now, when we were at school, believing in Santa Claus, they tell us what you say on a ball due to gravity.
What do you think of that one, George? A hypothetical question.
It's madness.
But if it's spin it, so
So, in you doing this, then what is it you expect, or what is it you like? You feel satisfied at getting out of it, really.
Yeah, we want people to wake up and to question whether it's told, not necessarily believe us, to go and do research to the
fact
facts
that
we're
it's
given
all
here.
there for you to see.
To go and research. Tara, she just might skateboarding the bottle.
It's a trolley.
So also, I use the simplest explanations. If you've got a ball, now an airplane uses a gyroscope and artificial horizon to fly level. That's why you take your seatbelts off and just walk in advance. You know you're flying level. Now, if you flew level for 10 hours in the ball, you fly through space.
Oh, yeah, you'd carry on. Where would you end up in
Space.
it, really?
You had to go off the ball. Now, are we supposed to believe that a plane can fly around the ball and go upside down?
Yeah.
But we never actually think about it. We just accept what we're told.
Do you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
But would it be gravity that holds?
Sorry?
Would it be gravity that holds it?
Well, that's what the question is.
That's what we're being told. But science should be demonstrable, repeatable, and measurable. Science cannot reproduce gravity holding water to a ball. That's a belief we have.
Yeah.
But we don't question that. Now, if the International Space Station did exist, we should be able to look back at Earth with a telescope and see planes flying at every conceivable angle.
Yeah, I've seen that over there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I looked and I thought, well, yeah.
That's never been shown. Never been shown.
Yeah.
Also, when a rocket leaves Earth orbit and going into vacuum space, that's the greatest journey of humankind. It's never been done. Why is there not cameras all over that rocket?
Yeah. Up, down, sideways, and anywhere,
Exactly,
really.
yeah. What a wonderful journey. Now, Tim Peake,
Exactly, yeah.
Tim Peake, the liar they use, we see him in a rocket, the British astronaut.
Yeah.
He's sitting in a supposed astronaut rocket ready to take off. Next time you see him, he's on the International Space Station. Now,
Is that what that one's about over there, where you see him bent over?
Yeah.
I looked at that as well and I thought, hey.
Now, my critical thinking is asking, wait a minute, why have we not seen any of that journey? It's like Doctor Who TARDIS.
Like you say, it'd be the most amazing thing to see
Wouldn't
that
it?
sight, really,
Wouldn't it?
it?
It'd be amazing. But yeah, that's how it'd be filmed.
Yeah.
Also, on the moon or a spacewalk, nobody's ever taken one camera. Nobody's ever taken a camera and turned 360. And Coronation Street don't do that either. In case you right. So why have you not seen that shot in space? The first thing I'd do if I went to moon, go, look at that, look at that. That'd be sure.
And the technology you'd have it to be taken up there, wouldn't you, really? Oh, do you know? Oh, I'm going to eat my teeth after thinking that.
Yeah, now
I'm going to have a look on your site, actually.
Good. Now, a lot of people will think you're mad if you mention it to them, but it's people who have not really looked into it. I thought it was a bit mad when I first came across it, but the more you research, the more knowledge you gain and contradicts what we're told. I mean, that shapes you between us and America.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And see the bridge there, it's the world's longest bridge, the Danyang Bridge, 100 miles. And they start at either end and don't take any curvature into consideration. How could they do that? Because one side would be there, another side would be down here. The Suez Canal is 100 miles long, Canals only work with a level, flat plane. You like it in 100 miles of a ball, a flat plane.
Then, yeah.
Or the salt flats in America are huge because it's so level and straight on the ball.
It's mad, isn't it? It is when you think about it. Not just in it, but what is it around us? What is it that's around us, really, isn't it? What, does kick our feet on the floor?
Well, you see, we don't need gravity to explain why we're on the floor because we're heavier than the atmosphere.
Yeah, I was going to say,
So we're not going to, we can't float away anywhere.
Yeah.
And even balloon is lighter, so it goes up. And we go down, and buoyancy and density has always explained that before the theory of gravity. So we don't need the theory of gravity to explain why we're on the floor. Our body weight keeps us on the floor. It's very simple.
Oh, well, I really enjoyed our conversation.
Oh, that's all right. And thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Please research it and then don't believe everything you're told.
No, thank you.
Or anything I'd say either.
And it was a nice conversation between that mum and daughter and Harry. I really liked that today. It was really nice seeing how they reacted to some of the things that Harry said. And I just think that's just so encompassing of what this tour has been about. Just getting the conversation out there to people that haven't otherwise been open to having it or been shown about it even. So this next conversation here is about, yeah, if I'm correct, this might be the girl in the Disney top. So just bear with me a second. Hopefully I've got it right. Thank you so much to lifting the lid. Sorry, guys.
I would believe Santa Claus that we lived on this spinning ball. What's going on? Ask you, who's a bit older now. How can water conform to the exterior of a ball? We believe that in 5, but surely it's impossible for water to exist in a ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if we looked at the Earth from outer space, we'd have to see planes flying all the way around the ball, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
That's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah.
So using our common sense logic, critical thinking, we're
It
questioning.
sort of goes around it, doesn't it? It doesn't fit everything that people are saying.
Exactly, yeah.
It just sounds sort of silly.
Yeah, it is silly. But people will think it's silly living on a flat plane, but all your senses are telling you you're not spinning anywhere. You're on a stationary plane.
Yeah.
But the authorities will tell you you're spinning faster than a speeding bullet shooting through space and spinning 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And we've got these fakeries from NASA showing they're all on harnesses. There's nobody up there in space. Airplanes fly level. You flew level in the ball, you fly for the space. It's ridiculous. Water cannot form exterior ball. And NASA emit all these images you see of Earth and space are not photographs. They're photoshopped. If you Google Robert Simon, who creates them, he'll tell you how he does them. He creates them in Photoshop rather than taking a photograph of Earth and space. And all these amateur balloons you see that go up to 21 miles high, I'll show you a 360 flat horizon, but NASA used curved fisheye lenses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you heard of fisheye lens?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they use. I got one myself, and it just makes every horizon look curved. And we've got BBC News reporting down there with Neil Armstrong took back moon rock and presented to the Dutch government. The Dutch government got tested and found it to be petrified wood. So do you think there's any possibility you could be lied to about the place you live?
From what else?
Yeah, well, people just have to research it. People are not researching these things. They just want to be entertained. They want to watch the X Factor, go on the street. They don't want to go and sit down and go through lots of information. See, there's actually no proof of it on the ball. Water conforming to a ball, how ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
But the tales of 5 years old when we're young, naive, and gullible and believe in Santa Claus. That's my YouTube channel. It'll be on there if you don't mind. So we go up and down the country, interviewing people in the street and question their perceived reality and why they believe that any evidence.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody on these rockets who go to space. In fact, there are no rockets to space or real satellites. It's all cartoon CGI images. And we buy that. We don't use it for thinking. As I was saying to the last person, when a rocket leaves Earth and goes into a vacuum of space, there's no footage of that. Yeah, surely there should be cameras all over that. It's the greatest journey of humankind. So it's now different.
Yeah, that's amazing technology they want to capture.
Yeah, it should be cameras all over the rocket, inside and exterior. Capture an amazing journey, but no, not one. Yeah, it's just crazy. People walk past here thinking we're crazy because we're asking, well, what's the proof water can perform to exterior a ball?
And then when you explain it makes sense.
Yeah, and they'll tell you, gravity, and that's never actually been proven. Science should be demonstrable, repeatable, and measurable, producing evidence of claim, but you can't prove it. That's why it's called theory gravity. Probably one of the biggest things now on the internet, because millions of people, both educated and non-educated, are waking up and being honest with themselves. I just believe everything I was told. It's all second-hand information.
Yeah, well, there's no reason not to believe it until there's people like you guys spoke to me.
Well, exactly. And you'll see, like, when I first looked into this 4 years ago, there was just a handful of videos about flat Earth. Now there are millions doing experiments and observations, proving we can see things 300 miles away, which you should be able to see according to the curvature of the Earth. We can see it now, proving that the Earth is not a spinning ball, it's a flat plane, a stationary flat plane. And people think, oh, what about an edge? But, you know, there doesn't have to be an edge. You know, all water has to be contained by land. You know?
Yeah.
And wherever you see, whether you're on an airplane, a mountain, or a beach, the horizon is always at your eye level. But if we were on a big ball and we ascended high, that ball would fall below the horizon, would it not?
Yeah. That's crazy.
And then you get people saying, but I've seen the curvature, and when you push them, have you got any evidence of that? You take photograph.
And if you want to see the rest of that interaction with Harry today, go to the New Poet live feed. I've just realised there's a spelling mistake on the Newport. It's been replaced with an E. But that interaction starts with that girl at around 55 minutes in. And this next clip I want to go to, it's just a really short clip, but I'll play it and I won't say anything because I think the clip itself says it all.
Right, I'm back on. Oops. I really don't know what happened.
Tapa, fantastic meeting you this morning, man. Thank you for all your help. And thank you for recording that evidence. And thank you very much for your very kind donation. Me and Jason thoroughly enjoyed meeting you.
And have you told everyone what happened?
Maybe you can tell. I didn't, so I'll leave it for you.
Do I tell it my way? I don't listen.
Well, you're not in court, so you can.
I know, but this could be used as evidence against you.
Yeah, well, you just tell the truth.
Should I say it the way you want me to tell it?
Well, I've already given you the money. Come on, you're part of the bargain.
Okay, so what happened was there was a very triggered man today, and it kind of started off. It started off with me explaining a photograph. It was the famous photograph where you've got astronauts, a waving flag, and then you've got Earth in the background. Okay, and I was explaining this to someone, and then this other guy to the left of me turned around and said, and this isn't the triggered man. This another guy who turned around and said, "Oh no, that was in orbit, that picture." And I said, "Yes." Well, I said, "I've seen that picture." I said, "But that's not the one I'm referring to. I'm referring to another picture because there happens to be an astronaut and there's a flag and Earth in the background. So that's the one that I'm referring to." Anyway, so this guy who stepped in. You know, like, so I'm talking to one guy, another guy interjected, and then you've got this other guy who stepped in and got all angry and exploded and said, I caught him out, he's lying. You know, like, and he was explosive, shouting at the top of his lungs. So what happened was, I think it was Harry just giving me a little nudge, you know, keep away, you know, like, so I was walking away from him, that. And then he started shouting and screaming at, was he shouting at you, Harry?
No, you.
It was all me, was it?
Yeah, I was in the background.
Eventually, you come over
to film too.
To film. Right, so Harry was filming that, and this guy didn't like to be filmed. And then, see, I don't know that part then, because I moved out of the way then. I was talking to someone. So
you moved away.
I moved away. And then Harry will tell you the next bit. Because that's the bit
he continued filming because he's very agitated and I thought acting quite violently.
Yeah.
Threatening. Yeah. Good.
And he's, I mean, basically he was getting very close to Harry's inner circle, Harry's space. I mean, like, get really close and, you know, like, I'm pointing and then eventually trying to grab Harry's camera to kind of like knock it to the floor. And then in the end, Harry had to, you warned him a few times, I believe. What did you say to him?
Well, I was deflecting his hands for quite a bit and said, don't come any closer.
You'll have to defend myself. That's right, I remember that. And then in the end, the guy was still waving his arms around. Yeah, he hit me a couple of times, whether it's accidentally or what, because I think he was trying to get close to Harry. And then Harry eventually defended himself and pushed him to the wall and restrained him to the wall. Okay, so, and then the police was called. so I think we had 2 security guards first. And then was it 3 policemen? 4 policemen?
6 altogether.
With the security guards, 4 policemen. And we didn't get any of this on film because, you know, like, well, Harry had his film going, but the police confiscated that footage. Tapper 777 had his footage. They've confiscated that footage. My camera wasn't going because we couldn't get any internet anyway. So we haven't really got this one to show you guys. So it was very lively. It was in where was we? Swansea. It was really lively in Swansea. So it's we get to meet Tapper 777 for the first time, and he comes out with us, and there's nearly a riot. What's this for? Yeah, I've got my £10. Yeah, but there was nearly a riot. There was. So I hope you enjoyed that, Stuart. Tapper. And he's called Tapper because he's always tapping. Tap. Tapper 777. Maybe he does it. Maybe he's got OCD and he taps 777 times.
Yeah, so Tapper. I'm grateful for you being there recording that. And, just for my own defence, and I did film some of it, but it's good we both caught it. Yeah. Because he was trying to press assault charges on me. The police did think I reacted too heavily, but once they've seen all the footage, they've sort of seen how violent he was. So hopefully nothing will come of it.
And if you want to see the rest of that interaction, go and watch some of the feeds that have happened today. But I missed it because I was at work. So if anyone has any juice on that, by all means, share it up in the chat room. Share it up in the chat room. The next video I've got to play this evening is Jason's. So I'm just going to go to Jason's now and just ignore what you see on the screen there because it's not DISBURY. It's Jason of the DISBURY. So I'm just going to go into his videos now. And I believe it is that one there. And this first clip is at about 13 minutes in.
And you said what speed?
Sorry, my darlings. Sorry, my dogs are whinging as well in the background, which is always fun. For some reason.
And again, who's that?
Got it yet?
Okay. But that's what I'm saying.
Don't you just love technology? So yeah, the interactions literally just about to start now.
Okay.
Why is it we can sail? We don't want the engine.
Wow, that's programming. That's what we were all indoctrinated to believe. I had that thing. I've only been a flat earther for about a year and a half, and I was convinced, well, where's the edge? You know, like, why can't we fall off? No flat earther has ever claimed that there is an edge, ever. And yet, but the government does. Yes, it is. It is. So you have a space. It's meant to be infinite and ever expanding, and we never question that. It just, okay, science says it is. Some science disagrees with it, but we don't question it. Why can't land be infinite? Why can't land be infinite, expand, and ever expanding? Land.
NASA always give a big image every time.
Oh, you,
yeah,
so you've noticed that?
Yeah. Plane's upside down. If you look on,
International Space Station, looking back, why aren't they upside down? Because, I mean, these spy satellites, they can read people reading the paper. They can see all the fine print, and then they can zoom straight in and see all the planes upside down. Yeah. Yeah.
Why the plane is coming? Why can't they see the bottom of the plane?
You speak of too much common sense.
Yeah, we read that on it all.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, like, take a leaf. It's a website in there. And
we look on this. We know about the flat earth.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not too keen on it, but
I'm not keen on it. Oh, I wish it'd all go away, but
too much evidence to prove it's too much evidence.
That's the thing, especially that land that you shouldn't be able to see.
Yeah,
that should be all over the curvature.
One guy filmed at the same level, and he seen there was no dip in the thing. As soon as you zoomed in, you could still see it. If there was a curve, it disappeared.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, well done, lads. Cheers, buddy. So yeah, it's there's lots of people that think this way, but we don't talk about it. It's kind of taboo. We keep quiet about it. You know, and people are waking up. Lots of people know about this.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. Come with me over here. I might be able to explain because you're very new to it. So let's have a look. So look, there's north, right in the middle, and then we've got south in every direction. Okay. So look, if you've got if you are north, if I say that you're north, and that is that's west. That one there, my left hand, that's a 90 degree. You're north, that's west. And if I'm going round in a circle, I'm still coming to north, but look at west. West changes every time as I go round you. Okay?
If I go south away.
Do you go south? All the way south, you come to Antarctica. But that's the thing, you don't. But that's the thing. No one has ever done. It's 24,900 miles is the globe, okay? Of all explorers and expeditions that have ever happened, no one has ever travelled north to south to go around the ball. Who? Because I looked into this and I was astounded.
They go water, then they go past the land.
They go the equator, around the equator. Yeah, but no, I know. I've been looking for evidence of anyone that's done that trip.
Yeah, they go from one side of the Arctic to the other side of the Arctic.
North Pole and all the way under to the South Pole and back around again. Who's that? Okay. But that's what I'm saying. I've looked into this and you can't find any evidence about this whatsoever. And I challenge you, you'll be astounded when you look. You'll be, my God, that crazy man in the street. Yeah, I mean, we'd never change anyone's mind in 5 minutes, you know, like being here. We're hoping to spread a little bit of awareness that you might want to go to a website and watch some videos. Yeah, but number one is land. Land that you shouldn't be able to see. It should be over the curvature. And yet you can see this land. I mean, that one there, look at that one. That's NASA's picture, official picture. You can download this off the internet. Okay, that's America. It's the same size circle, North America. It shrank 1 year later. They're photographs from NASA.
They say that they're just interpretation.
That's right. That's what we're saying. We're turning around and say, look, you can't. In what way? That there could be more land beyond. Sorry, around the beyond. Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry, did I got cut off? Did we got cut in front of? So yeah, so this is Blackpool. Okay, so on the Blackpool Promenade, it was in the Blackpool Cassette. This one, so 65 miles to the Isle of Man. On a good clear day, you can see Snaefell. Snaefell is 2,000 feet, but 2,500 feet should be hidden. over the curvature. Right. So you shouldn't see any of that gone, but we can see it. Okay, and there's lots of evidence of this as well. This is over to Calais. Okay, so you can see that we're on Calais Beach. You can look around, and if you can see that's white clustered over in the background, and then a bit zoomed in a bit closer and zoomed a bit closer. But 300 feet should be missing, but we can see it. And 350 feet is the highest peak. So you may be in 1 or 2 peaks, you should be able to see 50 feet. But you can see all the white clustered over, all of it. Well, that's not right. Yeah. So that's 273 miles. And you can still see land. 3 miles should be hidden over the curvature. I've actually messed up on the numbers there. It should be a lot more. I've shortchanged myself. It's about 6 miles should be hidden. You know, but because whether it's 3 miles or 6 miles. And what, the website? Yeah, there's a website in there, FE Start. If you go to FE Start, then you can watch some videos, and then you can just research this for yourself. And then
it's nice to see a positive interaction out on the streets. The next clip I'm going to play today on Jason's feed from Newport is going to be at about 27 minutes in. Sorry, I just had a bit of a internet issue, so I kept it on a small screen. So if you just bear with me a second. Here we go. Hopefully, it'll work properly this time.
Does it? It goes.
You fill up a glass.
Okay. Yeah, but we're talking about large bodies of water. You're quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
But it's not a large body of water. But water is level. I mean, when you go into, let's say, a larger glass, like let's say your bath that remains level and flat. You go into a lake, it's level and flat. You go into a what's that? Oh God. I won't say a fast low. The sea, it's level and flat. You look out to sea, it's level and flat.
Right, see.
Okay.
Look, you can actually see
the curvature. You can see something falling down over. You sure? Sure about that? Because I mean, I've got to go out to sea.
You also see it where there's not a body there, and then you get a bit closer, and then there's a body.
Right. Have you heard of these new P900s and P1000s? There's a new camera out now, and it's like if you go on YouTube now and look for boats coming back from over the curvature. Okay, so all these boats that because we were taught that at school. That, you know, why do we see the hull disappear? And why do we see the mast go down last and all that? And then you get these cameras, and it's amazing. Watch all the footage on YouTube. They zoom straight. They're happy. It's gone. It's out of sight. And then they zoom straight in, and then bring back that boat. Bring it back and see it right to the bottom of the hull. I find that amazing when I see the footage like that. No, you've got to. I'm just a crazy man in the street, and you're listening. You're listening. Excellent. I tell you what is what you can look into as well, which I found strange, is in here. Oh, sorry, guys. In here, this is Walter Lewin. Okay, and Walter Lewin proves that gyroscopes are not affected by gravity. Okay, so I didn't know that. Something I had to learn, you know, like come across this by gravity. Okay, so when planes are flying, they ascend, they fly level, they descend. Okay, all the way from London to Australia, it'll ascend, it'll fly level, it'll descend. If that's not affected by gravity, and a plane is flying level, if he's going to Australia, he's going to have to dip the nose, because he's going over a ball. Okay, if he's flying level to an artificial horizon that is not affected by gravity with the gyroscope, it's going to just fly level and fly off into space. Cool. Okay, so I wanted to test this. They were the mechanical ones, but they have the newer ones, which are MEMS devices. What's in the phone works off inertia. Okay, so you can put this and you can put the level on there or an artificial horizon, and you can go up in an airplane and you can test this and you can fly for thousands of miles and it will remain level. Okay, that's with the GPS off, so it doesn't know anything, it doesn't know where your location is. Okay, and it will remain level. But if you take it home, do you know what a 24-hour timer is? Like a socket that you put in, and then you put another, like a security light or something, and then it turns around. I built a little cradle, a plastic cradle. I put that down there like that. I put the level on there. And I put my camera around it, and I watch things around 24 hours of footage, and you see it actually there. Let's see it again. If I put a bubble there and then went like that, you would see it there, wouldn't you? And that's what happens. How does your phone know that it's not on an airplane or that's crazy. Try that for themselves, you know, like there's legitimate questions, and we haven't got all looking on it, and it comes. You know, we're getting there. Cheers, buddy. So I didn't want to put him on camera. He kind of waited.
Again, it's a nice interaction to see happening, a nice organic interaction to see happening. Really positive to see more of those kind of reactions happening on the road. This next clip is just slightly further on in Jason's content. It's just towards the end of the 33 mark. Yeah, and if I'm right, this is the couple that had seen it previously. So let's just see where that goes.
A lot of the science, all the proofs that we've been given from our educational system. So we're challenging the space industry, NASA in that. This is, I don't know if you've ever heard of spherical trigonometry, like Pythagoras theorem. I couldn't even say that. Yeah, it took me a while. Yeah, but what it means, yeah, but they kind of, it was more to do with the triangle side of things, but this is spherical trigonometry and that, you know, like, so what happens is, for every mile, there should be an 8 inches per square drop. So it goes 8 inches, and then 32, and then 72, and then 128 inches, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is Blackpool Promenade. Okay, this was on the Blackpool mile, stuck on, you know, promenade. You can see the Isle of Man. Now, when you see in the on a good clear day, you can see the. So this guy took this picture. 2,500 feet should be hidden. The calculation between what's it? The 20 miles circumference that goes around the Earth. Okay, so the highest mountain is 2,000 feet. But 2,500 feet should be hidden. So it shouldn't be seen, this land long distance. So we're challenging either the maths is wrong or something funny is going on. Or the world is flat. You know.
I've seen a lot of it on Facebook.
You have. There's a website there, FE Start. Okay. And today we're just spreading awareness and asking people to check their reality, because we were presented this wall at the age, I don't know, about 5 years old. And me, I was 47 years old, and I thought to myself, I've never challenged this. I accepted it as a given. Photos from space, and thought, well, obviously we live on a 1,000 miles an hour spinning ball. You know?
Interesting.
It is. All right. There you go. You don't need to give them lots. You just need to give them
Exactly. Sometimes you can just do it a little bit more quid pro quo, which is always positive to see being done, just self-evident like that on the streets, live, raw, uncut like that. I find that incredibly inspiring, especially with the fact that, you know, I definitely want to at least hold down going to Speaker's Corner once a month, at least the last Sunday of every month. And the more that I can see interactions happening on road, the more I can see, you know, sometimes the what not to do, sometimes not supposing the to-dos. But I'm going to get back into the chat room in a minute. I'm hoping you're all getting as much from these and watching and listening to them as I am. Next interaction I'm playing for you now is around 36 minutes into Jason's feed. And yeah, he didn't believe the moon landings either. So let's see.
Spherical trigonometry, Pythagoras theorem. That means 24,900 miles around the circumference, which is a full drop. It's 8 inches per square mile. So for every mile.
Well, can you tell me this? The 5th next July.
Okay.
Was the so-called moon landing, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then they back on you,
okay.
right? But I can't go back. I I don't believe that ever happened.
Very good. Right. And what makes you think that, though?
Well, I was a teenager when it happened, right?
Yeah.
And I was bewildered with it all.
Yeah.
It was at the time in the 60s and
yes.
Rockets and Kennedy said in 1961, whatever it was, he managed to bomb them, but he didn't live to be bothered with that in testing.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, it happened when I was a kid. You know, looking up at the moon.
Yeah,
and like,
it happened.
And I was got that up there now. But as I'm older, right? And I watch these conspiracy things about it on TV, not as that would have altered my mind.
But things
it's logical.
Things are making sense.
It never happened.
It did happen. It really did.
It is one of the biggest. What it was, they was in competition with Russia.
Okay.
Yeah. And they needed someone to land there first, didn't they? Because Russia was beating the space war because they was up and other things, and America decided the ultimate goal was the moon. Right? It never happened.
So you kind of know yourself that your government's lied to you.
Well, what government hasn't? That's
Fair enough. That's fun. Yeah, of course. So we're questioning, I mean, like, what's the education?
And on that note, I think I'm having somewhat of a technical difficulty right here. I'm having a bit of an issue with my internet as it is, so just bear with me while I sort it out. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Without it sounding a bit cliche, talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I just what it is that's wrong with this. I'm not really sure what it is I've done wrong. Not sure what's going on. Okay. Let's see if it'll work now.
System of science and all that is an extension of the government. What question what it is that would be told at the age of 5 years old when you're presented that globe and I say, there you go, you live on that. We've just seen the photographs from space, from like NASA.
Trust me when I tell you all, other than the clips that I played you all, are some juicy clips for you all to see. So I would strongly urge you all to take the time to check out. If I'm correct, that looks like Harry's icon. Harry, if that is you, thank you so much for joining. What are you guys doing? You've been at Newport and Swansea today. It feels like a bit of a whirlwind since I saw you at Speaker's Corner. That already feels like a week ago. How are you doing, darling?
Hey, not backing up. Just some sleep. We got back, had some unintentionally crashed.
Right, wheel that back again because I didn't quite hear that properly. What did you just say there? Because it was just cutting out slightly, Harry. The internet connection's not that great.
Right.
In fact, for a minute, just bear with me for a second, just to see if it helps. I'll just take my camera off for a second as well. For some reason, my computer is heavily lagging, so I'm just going to shut some stuff down to see if that helps, which hopefully it will do. Let me just put that there. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we just got back.
Yeah, we just
to
got back.
had something to eat and just crashed.
Just crashed.
Unintentionally, we were just.
Unintentionally, we were just.
But I'm hearing an awful echo.
I'm hearing an awful echo.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say you crashed, do you mean like you crashed as in fell asleep, not crashed the vehicle?
Yes, yes. Over dramatic.
Okay. Okay, because I literally couldn't breathe for a hot second there, Harry. I didn't know what kind of crash you were talking about. So I was like, okay, what are we talking about here? I'm not surprised. It's been a really, really long couple of days for you. And I can't imagine how tired you must be. How much sleep have you managed to get over the last?
Not a great deal, but we've had some sleep. It's just because it was a tiring day, I think, that we were really more exhausted than we thought we were. So once we had something to eat, we just unintentionally fell asleep. Hold a second, I've just muted my volume for some reason. God almighty. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Even just for the few days that I was on the tour, I got home and I was shattered. So I can't imagine how you guys are feeling, because it is relentless. It's 7 days a week. And even though it's incredibly rewarding to know that these conversations are being started and it's going all towards the conversation being socially accepted, it's still an incredibly, monumental task to just keep it moving like that 24/7. How are you finding it?
When right on the street, it's okay. It's fine. It's manageable. But I think afterwards, when you have some treats, they all seem to hit you. I don't understand why there's a loud echo.
Right, sorry, it's probably me. 1 second. How about I turn the right person up and the wrong person down? Okay, yeah, sorry. So we were at the point where we're just talking about how you're coping with the relentless schedule that you're having to deal with every day, moving from town to town, city to city, not really having much of an opportunity to sleep in between filming, doing activism, and then editing at the end of the day. How you're coping?
Yeah, we're like today. We felt we were coping well after doing 2 places at once. But once we got back to the van, had something to eat, and then it really hit us, and we unintentionally fell asleep. And I just woke in the last 20 minutes. So yeah, it's been a long day. I suppose up early and doing 2 towns, rushing in between, and I suppose you don't realise at the time what effect it's having on you, because the adrenaline, excitement is going on. As soon as you sit down and something to eat, it does just hit you quite suddenly. You think, oh, my word, I'll just sit down here while I'm editing, and then you're asleep. So.
Before you know it, a couple of hours has flown past and you've been asleep for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just amazing how quickly it happens. Both of them.
So, what was can I ask you about the? Can you catalogue somewhat about the incident that happened in Swansea? Can I ask you about that?
It's just a guy who came up and I thought was an obvious troll, and he was shouting and pointing at Jason for some time, talking over Jason talking to somebody else. Then he was shouting at the crowd, telling we were liars, and all array of names to the public. But which was quite good, because a couple of public intervened and challenged him. Everybody's got a right to free speech. Why are you treating them like that? And so I had a really good interaction at that point, but I left it to come over and support Jason and film it, so it was documented. His finger was in our faces all the time, pointing at us. You couldn't walk away from him. My dog was in between him and me, and I was a bit concerned. And then he started trying to grab for my camera. Then his finger was in my face all the time. And so I thought, I suppose after a long day, my patience was running thin. So I was just knocking.
Is there any? I mean, there's talk in the chat room of you guys. You know, I want to know as well. Are you guys going to get your footage back? Are you going to get it back, or?
Yeah, the police said they would, but he was trying to grab my camera. So each time he tried to grab it, I knocked his hand away, and then it just became more aggressive, more violent. So I sort of physically took him around the corner and restrained him against the wall. And people phoned the police. So he was wanting to press charges that I assaulted him and wanted to see the footage. So we showed him the footage, and Tapper 777 had to show his footage. He filmed it as well. And the police asked to take it away. And I think yeah, perhaps I overreacted a little bit, but I think you could see that we were provoked, and it was out of self-defense. So then we quickly moved on to
the way that Jason was describing it.
Yeah, at one point we weren't sure because one of the police officers thought I'd overreacted, but once they listened to everybody else and seen the footage, and I think hopefully they're thinking I didn't overreact, but we'll wait and see. I don't know what's to come of it yet.
Yeah. Understood. But on a brighter note, have you moved on to another location yet?
Yes, we're in Bristol.
Love it.
And we'll be bright and sharp in the morning.
I was going to say, you're in lifting the lids territory now. You're in Robin's territory. That's his manor, isn't it? That's his patch, Bristol.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Robin tomorrow.
Brilliant. And I think the lovely Marilyn Wisby is going to come out and see you guys as well. She's been in communication with me. I have Facebook messaged you guys the communication from her. She's looking to link up with you guys tomorrow. So massive thanks to Marilyn as well for coming out to the tour. She's making quite a bit of a pilgrimage to come and link up with you guys tomorrow. So that's going to be good as well. So Bristol tomorrow. So we've got one destination tomorrow.
Yeah, quiet day.
You call that a quiet day, being out in Bristol all day doing activism, Harry? You make me laugh. Laugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bristol's a big city, so it should be a good day. Yeah.
Robin sounds genuinely excited about it, and where it's his manor, he's local to the area. I'm quietly excited about it. I feel like it's going to be quite a big day. I've got a good feeling about it. You know, I'd urge anybody that lives within proximity of Bristol, if you can get to Bristol within an hour or so and you're able to, I'd really encourage you to get out there, just meet a few like-minded people, see conversations happening in public, so you can see to a certain extent this conversation is socially accepted in that sense, and that's all part and parcel of getting it accepted to speak about socially. And so can you give me a synopsis of what time roughly you'll be in Bristol tomorrow?
Well, hopefully we'll start around midday. Yeah, if I'm doing well. But if I could say a big thank you to. There's a big echo again, Roxanne.
Sorry, let me mute while you're talking. Let me.
Yeah, so I'd just like to give a huge thank you to Lisa Davis and Tapper 777, and just slipped the name of Sean. Yeah, Sean. Who all came out to see us today, and they give really good donations. They're out there in the streets supporting us, and it's great to put a face to people we have been communicating for a long time. Lisa's been communicating a long time on my channel, and Tappa also on all our channels, and they were really welcoming, supportive, and standing there in the street with us. And so excellent for meeting them today.
Brilliant. Excellent. I mean, it just goes to show it doesn't really matter what locations you've gone through. You don't have to go through many quiet locations before you get to a location where a lot of people are prepared to come out. And it's so lovely to hear you listing off names that I've seen in the chat room. We've had Bitcoin come out. We've had, you know, various people up in Stoke come out. You know, there's just so many people that have come out from the chat rooms out in person and shown themselves to know that the earth is not a spinning ball flying through space at some obscene miles an hour. And that to me is just incredibly empowering to know that this is inspiring other people. That makes me know that this is working, that other people are resonating with this, and they're saying to themselves, you know what, yeah, fine, I will take this conversation home to my family. I will have this conversation more out in public, because it does need to be socially accepted for us to have some kind of civil argument for it to move forward, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And a huge respect as well for people coming out and doing exactly that.
Quite right. I want to give a shout out to the chat room, Harry. David, Zoom Truth is in the chat room. Massive love to you, my darling. Lou is in the chat room. Steve Fowler, hello, sweetheart. Thanks for being here. Atom Star 68, thanks for being here. Lee Redpath, hello, my darling. Thanks for being here. Critical Inception, thanks for being here. Rune Thornson, Jin CBR1, Jane of Torquay FE, thanks for being here, my darling. No One's Flower Nora, thanks for being here, sweetheart. Marilyn Spirit Level, thanks for being here with us, darling. The Brain, thanks for being here. John Thor, thank you so much for your amazing modding skills. Stephen Watson, thanks for tuning in. Steve Fowler, thanks for tuning in. Atom Star 63, I've said that already. Don't want to miss anyone out. Flatball, thanks for tuning in. DRLA, thanks for tuning in. Kill the Beast by Bitcoin. Again, like I just said, that's someone else that came out to Speaker's Corner as well. Ranty Flat Earth, I think he's left the chat room now because he said goodnight, but thanks so much for taking the time out to come into the chat room and be here with us. I saw Globebusters in the chat earlier on as well, so massive shout out to them for coming in and tuning in. Stephen Watson, I don't know if I'm repeating myself now, but I just don't want to miss out anybody. So if I have missed you out, I'm incredibly sorry. Christian, thanks for tuning in as well. And just going a little bit further up. Yeah, so sorry if I have missed anybody out. I'm just going to go to the bottom now. Justice, thank you for tuning in, my darling. Hello to you too. Conrado, thank you for tuning in. Richard Lopez, thank you for tuning in, my darling. Conspiracy Cats, thanks for tuning in. Plain Sailing, thank you for tuning in. And Peter Steins, hi, thanks for tuning in. You've been watching the Global Eye UK Tour live update from Newport and Swansea today. I've made sure to put all of the links in the description for how you can donate. This tour is on the home run now. Saturday is the finish line. The finish line, I can officially tell you all, is on the 3rd of November. It will be from 4 till 7 o'clock in the evening at Villiers High School. That's spelled IARS High School, Villiers High School. That's in Southall, London, UB1 3BT. That's from 4 till 7 p.m. It's an open event, so it's a free to enter event. There's going to be other like-minded people there. There's going to be a Q&A. There's going to be people doing some presentations, doing an open mic. An international link, another meetup that's happening with Paul on the Plane and No One's Flower over in Ireland. There's going to be a smorgasbord of stuff going on, but that is the venue. That's at Villiers High School, Southall, London, UB1 3BT. That's from 4 till 7 p.m. It's a free to enter event. You're all invited. If you're able to get to London, come to London for a day out. You could get a return train from wherever it is you live in England, or book a B&B overnight and make a night of it. We're all looking to go to the pub after and have a mass conversation in an open public place after as well. So come one, come all. If you know you're not on the ball, that is only a few days away, and that will be the completion of 8 weeks, 50 locations all across the UK, including Ireland, the most northerly parts of Scotland, and the most southerly tip of England. It's been a monumental 8 weeks, Harry. You're on the home straight now, pal. How does it feel?
Well, this feels going in a flash. can't believe it's 8 weeks I've been on this bus, and been enthralling, exciting, emotional. There's been huge ups, few wee downs, monumental journey for me. At 60 years old, I thought I'd seen it all, but yeah, it's just blown me away. The amazing people that I met, the acts of kindness, the organicness of it all. Yeah, it's left me quite speechless a lot of the time. It's just one amazing adventure I've been on. Absolutely amazing. Roxanne, you're still on mute. You've got your mute button on.
Oh, very good stuff. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, for me, I completely agree with you with that, Harry. I've watched you, for most of the tour from behind my laptop or my mobile. I've only been involved in a couple of days, but I've been very much a viewer of this as well. And it's been extremely compelling to see all of the different dynamics had in all of the different towns and cities all across the UK in such a small, compact amount of time.
Sorry, nobody heard what I said, did they? If you're on mute. Nobody would have heard what I said if you're on mute, did they?
No, they heard what you said, but not what I said. So that's why I came. No, yeah, you're all good. You're all good. But yeah, in such a small, compact amount of time, to see such a cross dynamic of reactions and perceptions of the conversation in the first place has just been mind-blowing, awe-inspiring at some points, extremely compelling at other points, extremely frustrating at other points. I feel like I've been on a roller coaster of emotions just watching how you guys have swooped through the country. When you and John THOR were over in Ireland, when you went up to the northerly part of Scotland with Chris UK, when you had Terry and Mark out on the tour as well. It's like I'm already having flashbacks of other parts of the tour that just feel like eons ago.
Yeah, and just the people you said there, I mean, they've got amazing stories to tell because it's affected them strongly. And like you said, John and Terry have been on the tour twice. So yeah, a roller coaster. Yeah, it's certainly been a roller coaster. I think we're talking about it being the people's tour. We're just talking to TAFA 777 today about they all feel included in it. They're all keeping updated with tour, interacting, donating, and they come out to meet us. So it's all been such a humbling experience, and I think people have been involved and do feel like it's people's tour. So yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
Yes, it truly is. Harry, you sound incredibly tired, so I'm going to let you go this evening. I'm going to wrap up for us this evening and just remind everybody, I'm going to let you know that all of the links for how to donate are in the description box. All of the links for all of the channels from a lot of the people that have been involved in the tour so far in the description. Harry and Jason's channel are in the description as well. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe to their channel. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified when they go live tomorrow. Also, there's a couple of links in there for more information about the Globe Live Tour, what it's all about, what its purpose was, what was driving that in the first place. Loads of information about it there on globelive.co.uk. Also, more information is there on FE Start. There's some more information there on Flat Earth 101. And there's also the Flat Earth podcast in there for people that are interested in the Flat Earth podcast as well. We've had a dynamic of people inputting into this tour from, across the international flat plane of existence, Harry. For me, that's been incredibly overwhelming to see people standing up and being counted for as far as getting behind something that is more than just one person. It's I'm not going to use the word unity. I'm going to actually say, I think what we've had are people unifying themselves for one common purpose, and that was to make this subject more socially accepted, to talk about, spread awareness of it in the first place. And I think from where I'm sitting, I'm seeing that awareness having been spread. I don't know about you, Harry. I know we're not at the finish line yet, but I know that hundreds of if not, tens of thousands of people have seen that camper van. I can't even kind of quantify how many numbers have seen the banners. You know, if this doesn't start a wave of conversations, what does?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the van's driven the length and breadth of Britain and UK. Thousands upon thousands will have seen that van going up and down the motorways. But even when we're out doing street activism, that van is parked in a public place. So that van is even working when we're working out on the streets. So people always stop and take photographs of it wherever it is. I don't think it's been anywhere where people have not been taking photographs of it, because it's such an iconic image, and you can't ignore it. It's in bright white with stickers all over it. Everybody looks at it. So yeah, it's been really effective.
Yeah, even when I was on the tour bus, I noticed, you know, just sitting there, I lost count of the amount of people that would be filming it on their phones, driving past while we were on the motorways in the other lanes, filming it as they're going past in their vehicle as well. I lost count in just 15 minutes of trying to the amount of people that were paying attention to it. And I realized you guys have done hundreds of miles. I don't know how many people have seen this now. I thought I was going to be able to gauge it and give it an educated guess. And I went, no, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. Because I was just looking at one lane or two lanes. I wasn't really paying attention to the other side of the road. I wasn't able to absorb it all. And I was like, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. So I'm going to let you go for this evening. I just want to give another shout out to the chat room. I want to give you all massive love and respect for taking the time out this evening to see what's good with the GlobalEye UK tour update from Swansea and Newport. The guys are in Bristol tomorrow. There's going to be a few people, according to Lifting the Lid. Some other people are going to come out as well. A few people are making quite a bit of a pilgrimage tomorrow to be there. If you are within reach of Bristol and you're able to go out tomorrow, the guys are going to be in the most densest part of the shopping part of Bristol. I think you guys will give an update when you're en route into town, Harry, yeah?
Yeah, I'll give a live shortly before we're there. Just let everyone know we're en route. And then go live as soon as we're at the centre.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That really is helpful for people that want to get there, because you guys are normally there for a few hours. So even if people wait to see that update before they roll out, you know, you could still get there within an hour and a half, and you guys would just probably be warming up. You know, I wish I could be there with you tomorrow, Harry. I'm sorry I can't, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you all on Saturday. And to anyone else that's watching as well, if you're able to get out to this end of tour finale on Saturday, I'd urge you to do so. It's on November the 3rd. It's at Villiers High School in Southall, London. That's at UB1 3BT. That's from 4 to 7 p.m. That's a free to enter event. And it's to celebrate the fact that the 8 weeks, 50 locations will have been completed by that point, because the camper van will have crossed the finish line at the school.
And
turn it into a bit of a school of unindoctrination.
Yeah, I think just say the donations are saving us, keeping us going. We still got a bit to go, a lot of diesel to use yet to get down to the south coast, back up again to London. So we're overwhelmed by the generosity of the donations. Please continue just to get us over the last few days.
Yeah, we just need to just limp it to the last bit now, guys. We just need everybody's last bit of help to get to the 3rd of November, and you're all invited to the end of tour finale. We're going to try and stream as much of the event as possible, but you're all personally invited to the finale. So if you can get there, and you put into the tour, by all means, it's your tour too. It's the people's tour. We want you to be there and have you say
I wouldn't want you in a little car having to pull the van the last few hundred miles, Roxanne.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there with everybody putting in the way they are. I'm confident we're going to get there, Harry. And so no matter how small your donation is, even if it's just the price of a coffee in a local coffee shop, everything counts. Anything you can do just to get us through these last few days. We've got through 8 weeks, 50 locations, all of the UK. We've just got a few more days to go, a few more locations to give you, and a monumental end of tour finale to show you. This has been the GlobalEye UK tour. Live update from Newport and Swansea tonight. I've been with Harry. Jason's still asleep. He's incredibly tired, as they both are. I'm going to let Harry go off and get some shut-eye. chat room. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to be with us here this evening. The guys are going to be back tomorrow afternoon. Click the notification bells on their channels so that you're notified when they go live. Harry, my darling, is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap up for tonight?
No, just thanks very much. I'm glad I woke to get in the tail end, and part of speaking quietly is not to waken Jason. So thank you very much, and everybody in chat.
Big time. Like I said, I can only just imagine how tired you are. So you go off and you get some shut eye. Chat room. We'll be back in the live feed from Harry and Jason tomorrow in Bristol. And massive love and respect to you and Jason, Harry.
Okay, night.
Bye everyone.